Hi, everybody. It is Monday night in the town that Disney built, and you know what time that is.
Information on celebration.
Well, how's everybody doing tonight? We had a lot of rain earlier today. I have Missy Elliott sitting beside me, our dog, my dad's dog. And so she was shaking a little bit when she was listening to all the thunder and everything. But wow, things look so green here in the town that Disney built. We have got so many fun things to share with you tonight that I was spending quite a bit of time downloading them. So let me know where you're watching from. I'm really curious to see, are you a Celebration resident wanting to see what kind of things are going on in the town? I love that. Or are you somebody looking to possibly move here? I know a lot of you find us through our YouTube channel or maybe Facebook. You know, we also have the Celebration Porch as a Facebook opportunity for everybody. But there's just been a lot of fun stuff happening in this town. I wanted to see maybe if I'm even able to, well, one of the first things that I want to do is that I want to be sharing with you, because a lot of you are starting to receive this from us in the mail if you live in Celebration. If you don't live in Celebration, please let me know if you have an interest in receiving one. But this was a labor of love. This is the 2025 Dining Guide. These are places that I recommend, my team and I recommend for people that if you live here, it's very easy to get all these restaurants. Hey, Mallory. Mallory from Artisan Park. Love that. And so you will see that we have a QR code on the dining guide that will lead you to Near Disney YouTube channel. But inside, you guys, literally, this took 8 months to produce, and it was with a lot of help with a lot of other partners. But you'll see we have a cheeseburger section. It'll have an address and a telephone number. So, for example, that would say the Celebration Brewing Company and their telephone number, the Celebration Downtown Diner. Then we have something called Where's the Beef? You know, where are those places that you can get a good steak? Charlie's Steakhouse, which is right across from Celebration. Now that's Italian. The Italian section, of course, you're going to see Reggiano's from Celebration on here. Far East. So maybe you might have Ari Sushi or La China, you know, those type of things. Under the Sea, we put a bunch of different seafood places. Of course, the Celebration Town Tavern. You don't want to miss that. A bit of pixie dust. That's going to be some of the stuff that's a little bit different in different categories that you may want to visit. For example, for a very high-end fun event, but very expensive, but very well worth it. Victoria and Albert's, which is at the Grand Floridian. Diners, wine cafes, delis, cupcakes, cookies, coffee, oh my. And of course, the Celebration Downtown Diner is there. Celebration Wine Imperium is on there as well. Cuban cuisine, and how about some Mexican chips and salsa? Of course, our beloved Columbia restaurant is on there. Ice cream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream. And of course, you know, my girl Amy with Scoop and Chris, I've got them on there, and of course, Kilwins and everything. So I really wanted to thank the sponsors to KB Kitchen Design. If you guys, it's probably time, you know, as Celebration residents, if you're one of the founding residents, that our kitchens are going to be about 30 years old next year. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight too. You know, on the 25th anniversary of Celebration, that is when the pandemic was going on. So there wasn't a lot of activities, but forget about it this coming year. Actually, I think in November of this year for Founders Day, they're going to be announcing all kinds of stuff that's going to happen the entire year, 2026, for Celebration. So if you're thinking about moving here, now is the right time. We like to have lots of good festivities. Equitable title, I cannot thank Barb enough. If you guys do a closing in Celebration, chances are going to be good that you're going to be at Equitable Title, which is in downtown Celebration in the Seminole building. And then I'm going to announce these other people as we go each week, thanking them. but AES, Melissa and that family, lawn and pest control company, fantastic. Everybody loves them. Peak chiropractic, Steve is wonderful over there. Nick, as far as a lender goes, with Annie Mac. So I'll be talking more and more about them. But tonight I also wanted to highlight Painting My Life Away. JR from Painting My Life Away. His telephone number is 407-908-3671. Like I said, each week I'm going to be singing praises of these people because they put their money and effort in creating this beautiful piece for everybody, just to remind you. So hopefully you'll keep it in your kitchen. And then hopefully whenever you need a realtor too, you'll give us a call. My telephone number's there with my team. But also if you need a painter or a lender or lawn company, etc., you're going to be able to grab this right away and they'll take wonderful care of you. So thank you guys so much. Thank you. Actually, Amy from Scoop too, she helped me bring that in at the end. So it all got taken care of. And I know that Miss Amy's got a lot of good stuff going on. So let me show you something fun. Look how fun this is, you guys. So on August 24th and the 25th, so that'll be 1 week from today, it's National Banana Split Day. National Banana Split Day. So you bring your own banana to Scoop, which is back in Island Village section of Celebration, and you're going to be able to get a banana split for like $5. You bring your own banana. How fun is that? She's so clever. Yes, she's very clever. And then I also wanted to talk about, because I know Amy's very involved in this as well. Let me share my screen so you can see. Here we go. There is a wonderful, cool new event that is coming up, and you need to buy tickets for it. So here we go. So check it out. On October the 11th, the Celebration Women's Club, which, by the way, they have their meetings now actually on Monday nights. I miss them because I have the show. But they're going to have kind of a Willy Wonka cool chocolate adventure that's going on. And all the proceeds will benefit the Celebration School's music and arts programs. That's a big deal. For many of you that watch the show, I'm a singer and I'm involved with some bands. And I just love when monies go towards the Celebration School's music and arts programs. So what the deal is on this, if you go to Eventbrite, the Celebration Women's Club, October the 11th, and it starts at 11 a.m. They made it very easy to remember, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's 4 hours of cool chocolate stops. There's 12 stops, 12 chocolate stops, and they reference one golden ticket. So it's going to be family fun. It's going to be a lot of chocolate, a lot of live music, photo opportunities, and make sure you go to Eventbrite in order to get your tickets. I want to say with tax and everything, I think it's $28.52 per ticket, and you want to grab them now before they sell out. And it's good for all ages. And I'm very proud of the Celebration Women's Club that does all kinds of cool, really creative events in our town. If anybody's interested in joining the Celebration Women's Club, I definitely would encourage you to do that. And you've got my telephone number below if you need any more information. Otherwise, they do have a website and you can be kept up to date when they have their meetings and everything. Sound good? All right, sounds good. Okay, so we've talked about chocolate. We've talked about bananas. And now, I think this past week, if I can share the screen, I thought that was very fun. The Celebration Downtown Diner. If you guys haven't been there, you need to check it out. It's at the corner of Front and Market Street, Courtney. And, we just really have a wonderful family that is down there that is doing a lot of cool stuff. So give me 1 second while I share this. Share the screen. Here we go. Ba-ba-ba-da-da-da. All right, I think we're gonna be able to play it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it, but I wanna tell you what we're seeing. If you cannot hear what I'm seeing, so it's the 5-foot-long hot dog challenge. 4 of them are topped with lots of toppings and a huge basket of fries, as you can see right here, and they gotta finish it in 20 minutes. And I know several people have attempted to do it because there's this big gold belt that you win, there's all kinds of cool prizes. So let's check it out and see what this footage is like. They speed it up for you so you can see what's going on. They've got the timer on the table. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think he's gonna make it? He did it! Oh my gosh, I can't believe that he did that. So, congratulations, and I just think it was a really great, promotion that they do. I believe they still have it going on, but, let me see. Somebody I just wanted to see if anybody knows the gentleman's name that actually did it, because I see the video, but I'm not yes, Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas is the person that actually did this, and he still had 3 minutes to spare. And you know what I find is quite interesting too? Look how thin he is. Look how thin this guy is. But anyway, we have a winner. Mallory says, I sent Elijah a video about a bagel eating challenge at the New York Bagel Boys. I believe that's what it's called. I love that. I would love to promote that. Are they doing, Mallory, are they doing it long term? I would love that. So once I get to see that, we definitely want to promote our friends over at the New York Bagel Boys too. You know, the owners of the deli in downtown Celebration, they live in town and would love to support them as well. Okay, very good. All right. So as far as other reporting, we talked about the 30th anniversary coming up. Like I said, what I would like to do is ask people for recommendations on what you think might be fun things. I know that a lot of activity is already starting to be planned with Town Hall, with the Celebration Foundation, lots of different entities that they want to celebrate celebration for the whole year. So if you have any ideas of anything in particular that you're interested in, would you please text me your idea? Maybe just put it on one page or a couple paragraphs, and then I will get that information out to the right people and we can see if we can get some of that stuff included. Does it sound good? Yes. I actually have an idea. I'm going to talk to Scoop about it because it definitely would involve them. And yeah. All right, very good. So let us now, Melody says, I'll have to check, but you have to eat a dozen bagels, I'm certain, for an amount of time. I love that. Oh my gosh. And you know what, Mallory? It's going to be somebody really skinny again that wins that, I think. I think so. I think so. Um, you know what? I read a beautiful, Dee Bellavati, who's our YouTube producer, Rod and Danielle and I, we're working on something called the Joy Network, because what we're finding is that celebration really has a lot of joy. And so there's a lot of music that's coming out of our town. There's a lot of really great events. There's a lot of great stories. And so in the interim, while we're doing that, I saw a really sweet story where somebody had gone on the front porch or the back porch or maybe even our porch on Facebook, and it said that they were out walking and it started to pour down rain, which it can do here, and they had a baby, and two different people had turned their cars around and had offered assistance, actually had given them umbrellas to make sure that they were good. And I just think that is such a celebration thing, 1000%. So I want to give a shout out to whoever the person was that did that, because that is so celebration. Now, another thing that I want to promote, because we talked about the women's club meeting, but I want you to not forget about, let's see, there is something called the Celebration Social Club. And if it will let me, okay, we're going to do this. Yes, give me 1 second. There we go. Okay, so if you go to Facebook and you see Celebration Social and you would like to interact with Celebration residents, I encourage you to do so. They're going to ask you a couple of questions. Maybe say that you saw it on the Information on Celebration Kim Hawk show, because they do need to approve you to come in, because we are looking for people that are in this area that really truly just want to build community better with one another. But it's called Celebration Social. And one of the reasons why I wanted to bring that up tonight is because, I noticed as we get to have more and more friends that are coming to this town, that I'll see the very next day, oh gosh, I was at Nate Bargatze's comedy show. Rod and I went there last night at the Kia Center. If you don't know that comedian, he is really, really funny. And not one bad word comes out of his mouth. I mean, it's clean humor, but it's hysterical. So knowing that a lot of the Celebration Social people had gone, I was recommending maybe on that Facebook group, if people know that they're going to an event, maybe people might say, hey, I'm headed to downtown Orlando. Would anybody like a ride? And so Celebration people tend to want to help out with one another. And so just be on the lookout for that kind of stuff, because sometimes it's not the big events that we necessarily need to be talking about. Sometimes it's those smaller events too, where you're going to connect with people with very similar likes. Yes? Yes. Very good. All right. So Celebration Social, check them out. We talked about chocolate. We talked about bananas. We talked about hot dogs. We talked about a dining guide. I guess I was going to talk a lot about food tonight. You can tell I've kind of lost my voice a little bit because laughing really hard and just doing a lot of events here. Yeah. So don't forget, on Wednesday nights, my Realtor Dream Team has, we don't need that there. My Realtor Dream Team has a show, and they talk about the 25-mile radius around Cinderella Castle. But on Monday nights, we specifically talk about celebration, because many of you, this may be one of your biggest investments that you have, and you want to know what the real estate market is doing. And I am a realtor. I've been a realtor here for over 25 years. My family are founding residents. Excuse me. Gotta take a drink here. And so this is really important information that I want to be able to share with you. Here we go. I'm going to share a screen again. Here we go. Excuse the cough. Okay, so what you are looking at is what's happened in Celebration the last 7 days. I will tell you that the inventory is very low here. There's only 84 active properties. 84. That is very low, even for Celebration. Typically, it would have been 440, but nobody likes to leave Celebration. They just like to move around Celebration. And so if you're lucky enough to be blessed to be able to move here, right now, what I'm seeing in the last 7 days, 11 properties had touch points. touch points. And so what I like to do is share what those touch points are last 7 days. So only 2 new actives came on in the last 7 days. It's not a lot. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 took contracts. So what are you seeing? You're seeing a lot more come off of the market than go on the market. So 7 coming off, 2 coming on. So that's why the inventory is getting even more limited. And then there's 2 sold properties, 2 sold. And so if anybody was asking who's been in the market this past week, I would share with you, as far as solds go, that the market's very healthy. I can share with you a house that's back in Acadia section of Celebration that was listed at $2,550,000. It was 6 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. It sold for $2,220,000. Now, I'm not used to seeing a price drop that much, but I do know that house was on the market quite a bit off and on. But that house is still selling for over $2 million in the Acadia section of Celebration. I was going to show you a cool thing where we are including some music that talks about the houses, but the one that we did in Celebration actually already took a contract already. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense to share that one with you, but I'll be excited to share it with you after it closes. If I can ever do anything to help you with your real estate needs, would love to do that. My dream team, they are so good and they would love to help as well. My number is 407-808-9845. I think I've covered most of what I was supposed to cover for tonight. And we will see you back here on Monday. Don't forget, Wednesday night is the show with my dream team. Please go to Near Disney YouTube channel, subscribe and like so that you know when these are going to be posted. And then Friday, we do an evergreen show. And I believe Sue Koptieff on my team is going to be sharing a video on 55 plus communities. She's quite an expert on that. All right. So in the interim, get your bananas ready. Get your bananas ready. And there is a banana event you want to make sure. And I believe next Tuesday, I'll talk more about it a week from now, but I probably should share a little bit of information because if I don't tell you about it until Monday of next week. But I do know that there is something for the dogs at, let's see if I can pull this up so I can read it to you very quickly, that there is an event for the dogs at Scoop next week. And let's see if I can pull it up real quick. I don't think I pulled it up before because it wasn't within the 7-day window. However, like I said, I think they're even going to have the dog bus available so that people can see the dog bus there. But let me give you a little bit of info. Here we go. So happy National Dog Day. So Tuesday, like I said, Tuesday of next week, there's going to be free pup cups. That's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Scoop. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Scoop. Free photos. There's going to be prizes and a Bark Bus tour. And if you haven't seen the Bark Bus, please check out Near Disney because Amy, who we call Snow White, did a video that is super cute, how you can make arrangements for your dog to get picked up in Celebration and driven around for a day out. And then what happens is they come back to Scoop and they get these little cute little ice cream pup cups. But there's a big event at Scoop next Tuesday in Island Village of Celebration from 6 to 8 p.m. And you don't want to miss that with your furry friends. Mine is right beside me right now, sleeping. Anyway. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I see a lot of people saying hello, and we appreciate it. And I think, yeah, I've hit about 30 minutes. All right. Try not to take too much of your time, but I just wanted to check in and say hello and God bless you guys. And we will be talking to you again here real soon. Bye-bye.
because this is truly a magical place to live.